Greetings gamers abroad, Trevor the Stew here today with a not so normal video you normally see on this channel. No, this is gonna be a story from the crypt, a story from my childhood, a ghost story. Now yes, I know I should have made this during Halloween, but you know, I'm about as productive as a chair without wheels, so let's just jump right into this. So a little while ago, Sin, or rather You're Not Justin, posted a video on Sin's channel talking about his little spooky story when he was a foolish high school teenager like myself. And he asked for other stories in the comment section, and I posted one. Now, I have like 14 of you guys to please, and one guy actually wanted me to make a video on it, so I'm gonna do it. And yeah, without further ado, here's my little ghost story. Now, before I tell this, I just want to put a quick disclaimer, and that's not really a disclaimer, is that all of this is true. I'm not lying, I'm not just spreading the truth or stretching the truth or anything. It's 100% true what I saw. I'm not saying everything was necessarily like ghosts or everything, but it's what I saw and it's what I believe. Yeah. When I was a lot younger, I was very much a history buff. Me and my brothers were all history buffs, and our grandparents loved that we loved history. So we took a lot of trips around the country to study American history. Not really study, just visit the cool places. One of these places happened to be Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. And for those of you who don't know, Gettysburg, Pennsylvania was probably one of the biggest battles in the Civil War. And it's also one of the most haunted towns in America, which pretty much explains what we saw there. So like the first day we were there, me and my brothers and my grandparent, we all went on a ghost tour, like a good spooky ghost tour, perfect for like Halloween season, even though it was summer. But yeah, other than that, it was a pretty good ghost tour. So the ghost tour was like, it started at the shop down the road from where we were staying in the hotel. The hotel was like the center of town, and then, you know how towns work, the town layout down the road, there's like a shop. It's pretty urban setting, not skyscrapers, but just like old 1800s town. So, after the spooky ghost tour, I told my grandmother I wanted to get a book from down at the ghost shop. So we walked down there. And you know, at this point, it's pretty late at night. The ghost tour ran pretty late. It's like 10:30. It's dark out. It's pretty dang dark out. So, as me and my grandmother are walking down to that shop, you know, there's a few cars on the road, a few people walking the streets. It's a pretty normal night in a town like Gettysburg. And so we get to the shop and it's closed. I probably should have thought of that before, but you know, 8-year-old me wasn't as bright. So we begin to walk back. This is where the story really starts. So we're walking back, and the mood is already like really different. There's like no cars on the road. There were only 2 people the whole time walking back. I don't think I saw any cars, matter of fact. But there were only like 2 people sitting on steps of like a library. And that was it. So we're stopped at the first like crosswalk intersection area, and I know we stopped even though there were no cars. It's just you can never be too sure. You never know when you get ran over by a spooky ghost chariot. Anyways, my grandmother is looking over at the window across the street. I guess it drew her attention, so I looked over there too. And up in this window there's a silhouette, like a completely yellow background with a silhouette of a guy and a piano. And basically this guy gets up from his piano, walks over to the window, and pulls a blind down, almost as if we were annoying him, just by looking at him. So, this wasn't by any means like a weird, like, there's nothing, the guy was completely normal, except for one thing. That was the way he walked. You know when humans walk, they bob up and down. You know, this is how you walk. Your heels just make you bob naturally up and down. Well, this guy looked like he was walking as in a conveyor belt. Or floating, I guess. I couldn't really see the bottom half of him, so I had no idea if he even had legs. But this dude, there was something very, very supernatural about him. Also, the weird thing was this was an absolutely perfect silhouette. Like, no details except for just the outline of him, outline of the piano. And yeah, it was almost like it was lit by candlelight, very bright candlelight. Because it was not the color, the light was not like, you know, normal light color. It was candlelight. Well, anyways, that was very, very strange, because this guy was moving like a ghost. So, at the time, I don't really think that much of it. I'm like, oh, It's kind of weird, but whatever. Kept walking. So next, we're walking down the road. We're getting like maybe halfway to the hotel from the ghost shop, and there's this big library, which was like a church and a hospital and a library, all these different things during the war and stuff. If you've been to like Washington D.C. or anything, it's like you look up, and you know, all those buildings have the big like triangle roofs where they put like statues and crests and stuff in there. Well, this library had one of those things. Well, we were sitting on the side of the street, and there were two people below sitting on the steps, but they didn't really notice anything. But I did notice something. There was this green light. Imagine a laser pointer, a green laser pointer. It would almost look like somebody was doing figure eights on the top of that little triangle part with the laser pointer. So I'm like, duh. And so I went looking around for a man with a laser pointer or some source for laser pointer. But there was nobody around other than these two people, and they were just like a couple making out on the steps. So there was no place where this could have come from, invisible sight. I mean, people can't just crawl up to the attics of these buildings. They're historically preserved and guarded. I mean, it was very, very strange to say the least. So I'm still looking up at it, and eventually after a bunch of figure eights, it just zooms into the sky. And yeah, I thought I wouldn't see it again, but then the next block proved me wrong. Ugh, I can't speak today. So, next block, I'm looking at a window, and I swear to you, same glowing laser pointer thing, except it's not a laser pointer this time. You know when you look at a lava lamp, how the globs like ooze up and down and stuff like that? They're like blobby, very blobby and stuff like that. So this is basically what this was. It was the same color, same glow as the laser pointer, but it was in like a blobby form, and it was in between the pane of a window and the blinds of a window. The weird thing about this is it couldn't have been a projection, and here's why. If it were being projected from inside the house, it would have been blocked by the blinds, and I wouldn't have been able to see it. I'll put like maybe a diagram on the screen or something, I don't know. But if it were coming from the outside, it would be projected onto the window, outside the window, not inside it. But this was inside the blinds and the window, so there was no way, unless some tiny projector was inside the side of the window and the glass pane and the blinds. There's no way it could have been projected there, and no one would go that far as to do that and then turn it off when I'll explain later in the story. So pretty much, it was just oozing down, and I was like, okay. So we got back to the hotel, and my brother's got an ice cream or something, and I went up to my brother Michael. I was like, hey man, we just saw ghosts, real spooky and stuff. And he was very excited. He wanted to go back. So, I mean, not so reluctantly we went back. I don't know why, but we went back, and literally nothing was there. No green ooze, no light, no man, nothing. So, I mean, I don't think someone would turn off some sort of projection if any of those were projections. I really, I don't know. It was spooky, and that's my spooky story. I don't know. What do you guys think happened? You guys have so the weird part is too, I've gone back to Gettysburg at least 3 times since then, and walking down that street, I cannot find the house that the man was in. Like, it's not like it wasn't there, but it's almost like the house is cleared from my memory. I've looked and been like, that's not it, because I do remember it slightly, but none of them match the description in my head, which is just weird. So I don't know. I don't think it disappeared or anything. I don't think it went into some sort of other vortex of crazy ghost stuff, but, you know, it's spooky. So, yeah, that's my spooky story. I know it's late and Halloween's already passed, but hey, Halloween can be forever. Halloween is the best holiday. So what do you guys think? Do you guys have any spooky stories of your own? Leave them in the comment section below, and I don't know, these videos aren't that hard to make, so I could probably make another one with your stories. So, if you enjoyed, feel free to subscribe and like the video. And yeah, stay tuned for like other tutorials and stuff, I guess. And have a great day, and a spooky day.